You're right. I meant to prove from the Gemara so far. Anyway, the 8th Gemara, and I'll try to sum up, is by me also a kasha gedola ad ma'id, except most people don't appreciate it. The Gemara Megillah Davav says that Zebulun was Chayref Nafsha. I think it's the lashon. The Zebulun was unhappy with its techelet in Eretz Yisrael. So Rabbi Shalom told him, "Kulam tzrichen lach," for two things: for some type of crystal and for the dam chalazn. Everyone needs Zebulun for the chalazn. Now, if you ask 100 from Yidden where Zebulun's techelet was in Eretz Yisrael, 99 out of 100 will tell you it was on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea. The problem is, everybody knows. So the problem is that if you don't learn Yeshua, so that's what you think. In Sefer Yeshua, the gvul of Zvul of every shevet is described from city to city, an entire border of every single shevet. It's not emes that Zebulun had a chelik at the shore of the Mediterranean. It's not emes. Some Rishonim taich that it was at the edge of the Kinneret, and they taich l'chayf yamim to mean the Kinneret, which the Kinneret is not a saltwater lake. It doesn't have any chalazin in it. And others, the Gra said, has the kasha, what's l'chayf yamim yishkai? So he says there is a ritzua of Zebulun that went to the Yam, a thin ritzua. If you take any map, you take an Art Scroll Yeshua, Judaica Yeshua, anybody who ever made a map, you'll see Zebulun is not on the banks of the Mediterranean. Those who stick in the Art Scroll, they stick in the Graz Shita, they stick in a thin line that leads to the Yam. So what's Pshat Zebulun, L'chayfam Yishkai, and Zebulun is a ship? The answer is Zebulun were the sailors in Klal Yisrael, no question. They were the ones who went on ships and caught whatever had to be caught. But you have to understand, the murex is caught a few yards offshore. The water, as I told you, doesn't have to be very deep. It's 12 feet deep. You can catch chalazin. You don't need one shevet. There were many. Osher had a big chelik on the border of the Mediterranean. What's with Zebulun? Why Dafka Zebulun? Why Zebulun? Why not Osher? Why not the other shvatim that were on the bank of the Mediterranean? Now, if you hold, like the Radzina, that it's a deep water fish, then, or any deep water creature, then you need sailors. You can't go out to the sea to catch things that are deep water creatures unless you have sailors. You need Zebulun. Zebulun who lived in the sea, they were the sailors. But to go and say that the murex has to come on to Zebulun is a dava pella, because if you look at the film, I saw they produced the film. People go out in the little, it's like a rowboat, just it's a motorboat. Little boats, and they jump over the edge, and they go down, and they come up for 5 minutes later with a basket with the snails. It was put there before, and they go back and get it. You don't need sailors for that. You don't need the sailorman to go and get it. Now, I wrote this kasha. It seems to be a big kasha. So the answer I got didn't answer the question. He just says, Masha Kasafta, number 8, Lahakshis im Murkaz or Chalaz, im Yurex or Chalazn, Harinus is Samach L'Chayf, Lamalan Zvulun, Oit Shvatim Kiblu Nachal Alayam. That's what I wrote to them. So he writes, what do you mean? Bikra, but Parshas Vayisrik, Siv Behedya, Zvulun L'Chayf Yamim Yishkai, the Gras Kasha. He doesn't write it from the Gra. Umavur, Shekiblu Nachal L'Chayf Hayam Atzidai, V'yer Chayna Alayam Samach L'Tzor. V'ayingamar Psachim, Akif Yama, Asista, B'yirasa, Batgash Kludim is Zvulun Kasi. It says Zvulun Chayam Yishkai. Says a sailor, they checked him out, and he came to Zvulun. It's Takasam. But it has nothing to do with the Kasha. So it's very, very difficult for me to understand this last thing. Now, I don't want to base what I'm saying on this last Nakuda, because like I said, 99 out of 100 Yidden are positive that Zebulun's chelik was on the banks of the Mediterranean. So I'm going to sound like I'm coming with some kukushita and saying this. So, Mitzvah Hashem, someday we'll get there in Yeshua, and I'll explain how many Mefarshim asked this kasha that has a shtim with the pasuk. So this, I don't want anybody to walk away and say, this is my main kasha. To me, it's a ikka kasha. To you, maybe it's not. You don't know if I'm saying makes sense or doesn't make sense. I don't know if you have an Art Scroll Yeshua. You don't have to read the words of Nach, that's for sure. You just look at the map. You look at the map, you'll see Zebulun, and in the map of Eretz Yisrael, Zebulun does not have a chelik on the banks of the Mediterranean. Either it's on the banks of the Kinneret, or it's landlocked, or if you go to Gra, it sticks out till the Yam. So, now let me sum up and tell you the problems.
Clear from that Gemara, it's talking about the knot. And the knot is not talking about the fact that it's a seal.
Sailors on that, it says Vulun was upset. They said Kulam tzrichen lach. That's Lashon Hara. Everyone needs you for the chalazon. It makes zero sense. Yekilas Vulun was the only one on the Mediterranean. Let's say Vulun was on the Mediterranean. The only one. Everybody was on the Osher had the biggest chaylik along the Mediterranean.
What about the color?
Anyway, about the colors. Let me talk to you about the color. Truth is, from the murex, you can make many colors. But just like it could be purple, it could be blue. All right, what I want to do is, I wanted just to be Masuder. What I did is I went through 8 Gemaras. 7 of the 8 Gemaras are difficulties. Let's say you answer all the difficulties. So my taina to them is, and I've spent hours talking to those involved, nothing political. If I told them from Terutzim you don't make halachis, you have to have at least a raya from a Gemara, some type of a hechetimsa to bring a raya. There's no, all the Gemaras you can answer. It's a different chalaz and sim. There's no place in Shas except the location. There's any mashmois towards this. Now add to that the Rambam. The Rambam says 3 things that don't shtim. First, he says it's a dag. A dag means fish. No, dag means fish. If you go in Eretz Yisrael, there's a